The early October dawn crept over the Redstone Plains with a crisp, golden haze, the 200-acre Texas ranch stirring awake beneath a vast sky streaked with soft pinks, fiery oranges, and the faintest threads of indigo, the lake a shimmering expanse of liquid amber rippling gently in the first light, its surface catching the glow like a molten mirror. Wildflowers dotting the fringes in resilient bursts of yellow and purple, their dew-kissed petals trembling against a chill breeze that swept through the dry grass. Carrying the earthy scent of turned soil and distant cedar, ancient oaks standing as silent sentinels, their gnarled branches swaying in a slow, mournful dance, casting jagged shadows across the parched earth. But near the western boundary, where the co-op's railway curved past a jagged rocky outcrop studded with scrub brush, John Parker, a rugged 54-year-old cowboy in a weathered Stetson, froze mid-stride, his boots crunching the gravel underfoot, his hazel eyes narrowing beneath the brim as a low, ominous rumble shook the ground. A Quantum Horizon excavator, its hulking steel frame painted in stark black and red, clawing into the soil with relentless fury. Its mechanical teeth unearthing a crystalline verdant node pulsing with a deep, emerald light that shimmered through the dust like a heartbeat. Victor Drake stepping from a sleek black SUV parked on the rise, his tailored suit a sharp contrast to the wild plains, his voice cutting through the machine's roar with icy precision. "This node's ours. Parker. Stand down, or we bury you and your little ranch." John drawing his revolver with a swift, practiced motion, firing a shot that sparked off the excavator's hull with a sharp clang, his growl reverberating. "Over my dead body, Drake. You've got no claim here." Sarah Bennett racing from the ridge, her boots pounding the dirt, rifle cocked and raised, her shout piercing the chaos. "They're stealing the damn node." The air crackling with defiance as a swarm of quantum drones buzzed overhead, their red eyes glowing menacingly, the lake's serene glow dimming beneath a gathering shadow of dust and menace, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The past week had been a taut thread of stability after Quantum's last assault, the co-op's railway humming with renewed purpose, its steel tracks carrying shipments of corn, wheat, and sorghum to market under a sky that promised harvest bounty. Clara May's silo rising again from its ashes with Frank's steady hands guiding the work. The rhythmic thud of hammers a testament to resilience, the Redstone community barn bustling with life, lanterns swaying from the rafters. The lingering aroma of kettle corn and smoked brisket from the Harvest Fest still clinging to the air, Steve and the Enclave patrolling Tractor Way with quiet determination, their lanterns flickering like fireflies along the gravel path, Dakota bounding through the fields with renewed vigor, his heeled leg kicking up dust, his tongue lolling in the breeze. Tessa and Ethan crafting scarecrows from burlap and straw near the barn, their giggles echoing as they stuffed the figures with hay, Michelle watching with a soft smile. But the Verdant Network's relentless awakening gnawed at John's gut like a persistent thorn. Lena Carter's late-night discovery in the attic, a brittle ledger tying the co-op's land to a sprawling ley line, confirmed by Dr. Elenina Chin's node detector, its insistent beeps spiking near the western outcrop. "This node's stronger than the oaks. Raw power," Chun had said, her glasses fogging with excitement, Lena adding. "Quantum's tracking every pulse. They've got eyes everywhere." John's jaw tightening. "They'll hit harder than before." That morning, Hank's truck rolling out before sunrise with 60 tons of grain. The confrontation exploded into chaos, the drones descending in a coordinated swarm, their sleek black shells glinting like obsidian, red lasers searing the ground with surgical precision. Scorching lines of blackened earth that smoked and hissed, John dodging a beam that singed the air inches from his shoulder, rolling behind a boulder with a grunt. His revolver barking as he fired again, the shot cracking a drone's hull, sending it spiraling into the dirt in a plume of dust and sparks. Sarah shouting over the din, "Cover the node." Her rifle spitting fire, another drone tumbling from the sky, its wreckage crunching against the outcrop. Frank charging from the ridge with Matt and Tom in tow, their boots pounding the gravel. Shotguns and rifles blazing in a cacophony of defiance. "Push him back." Frank roared, his voice gravelly, a blast from his shotgun shattering a third drone mid-flight. Shrapnel raining down like jagged hail, but Victor remained unfazed, barking orders from the rise, his operatives fanning out in tactical precision, their black gear stark against the golden plains. A disruptor thudding into the dirt near the node, its sleek casing humming with a high-pitched wail that fractured the emerald light into jagged shards. Lena sprinting from the barn, her boots slipping on loose stones, the verdant tablet clutched tight against her chest, its symbols glowing with an eerie intensity. They'll destabilize it, collapse the ley line. John aligning the regulation key, its etched runes flaring with a burst of light, a shockwave rippling outward, the disruptor shorting with a sharp crackle and a puff of acrid smoke. But Victor smirked, his eyes glinting with malice. Too late. Parker, the node's ours, the excavator clawing deeper, its teeth grinding against rock, the node's glow flickering. Hank's truck screeching up the trail, its horn blaring, Hank leaping out. What in hell's this mess? John shouting back. Quantum's after the verdant. Help us hold him. The wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. By midday, the co-op council convened at Clara May's ranch, the air thick with tension and the bitter tang of burnt coffee brewing on an old stove. The weathered porch creaking under the weight of 20 farmers gathered in a restless semicircle, Hank pacing like a caged animal, his sunburned hands flexing. This node's nothing but trouble. Quantum's bleeding us dry. Roy leaning heavily on his cane, his voice a low rumble. We signed up for grain runs, not a damn war. Clara May standing firm, her steel gray hair pulled tight. We've held this far. Parker's kept us alive through worse. A new voice cutting through. Lila, a fiery young farmer with a braid and a temper, her eyes flashing. He's a magnet for chaos. Cut him loose before we're all ash. John standing at the porch's edge, his Stetson shadowing his face, his voice steady as bedrock. Quantum wants us divided, stay united. And we're stronger. Sarah stepping forward, unrolling Chin's data sheets on a rickety table. The node powers the rail. Lose it, and the co-op's done. Hank hesitating, his voice softer. I've got kids to feed. Can't risk. Lila storming off the porch, her boots kicking up dust. I'm calling a vote. Tonight. Clara May's gavel slamming down, a sharp crack silencing the murmurs. Hold off. Let's hear more. The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. That afternoon, John scouted the outcrop with Frank, the sun beating down mercilessly. Just stinging their eyes as they crouched behind a wind-worn ridge, the excavators growl a distant menace when Lila's brother Jess, the co-op's brash scout, rolled up in his battered pickup. Gravel crunching under the tires, his chipped tooth glinting as he sneered. Roy's waffling. Lila's pushing Quantum's deal hard. Frank rising, his bulk looming. She's a traitor, selling us out. Just shrugging. $30, 000 buys a lot. Your verdant's a curse. Parker, John's fist clenching, his voice low. It's our strength. Tell Lila she's selling her soul and her land with it. Jess revving the engine, dust billowing in his wake. She'll bury you. Speeding off toward Roy's spread. Frank spitting into the dirt. They're cracking. Quantum's got claws in deep. That night, John found a note slipped under his porch door and signed, scrawled in jagged ink on a torn scrap. Quantum's offer stands. Split or sink. Choose by dawn. John showing it to Sarah in the kitchen. The lamplight casting shadows on her tense face. They're bribing the weak links. Lila's their wedge, the wildflowers trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken. Their roots deep in the Texas soil. Family strain bubbled up at supper, the kitchen warm with the scent of cornbread and stew. Michelle sitting at the table, her hands wringing a dishcloth. Tessa's scared. She heard the drones. She's asking why we keep fighting. John rubbing his temples, the weight of the day pressing hard. The verdant's our legacy. Michelle, Quantum wants it gone. Wants us broken. Tessa peeking from the hallway, her small voice trembling. Can't we hide the magic? Pa? Make it stop? Ethan at her side, clutching a wooden sword he'd carved. I'll guard it. I'm not scared. Sarah softening, kneeling to their level. You're brave as all get out. We'll teach you how to help. Michelle forcing a smile. They're growing up too fast. Lena joining, her arms full of old papers. The ledger says another node's near. Quantum's blind to it. Chin adjusting her glasses, rigging a second detector from spare parts, its lights blinking. South Field, faint signal, but it's there. John resolving, his voice firm. We protect both. Keep him guessing. The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Quantum struck at midnight. A convoy breaching the South Field under a moonless sky, 2 trucks rumbling, their headlights slicing the dark, drones buzzing like angry hornets. Eli Grayson leading the charge, his black duster flapping in the wind, torching a haystack with a flick of a lighter, flames roaring to life. A towering inferno of orange and red licking the night sky. John and the Ridge Riders racing over in the pickup, tires skidding on the rutted trail, Dakota barking furiously from the bed. His hackles raised, Michelle arming Tessa and Ethan with flashlights, her voice steady despite the tremble. Stay high on the ridge, signal if you see more. John leaping from the truck. Seizing a hose from the well, water hissing against the blaze, steam rising in thick clouds, Frank tackling Eli as he fled the fire, pinning him to the dirt. You again, you bastard. Eli slashing with his blade, the steel glinting. Drake's got plans, you're dust, Parker. John rushing over, pinning Eli's arm. Fight for us. Damn it. We were brothers. Eli's eyes flickering with something, regret, rage, before he snarled. Too late. I'm theirs, wrenching free, vanishing into the shadows, the south node glowing faintly beneath a cluster of mesquite. Its light pulsing through the soil, Chin shouting over the crackle of dying flames. It's waking stronger than I thought. The wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The co-op fractured by morning, Lila rallying half the council at Roy's barn, a ramshackle structure smelling of hay and motor oil, her voice rising over the crowd. Quantum's cash over Parker's war. I'm taking the deal. Hank storming to John's porch, his face haggard. I'm with you, Lila's wrong, but she's loud. Clara May riding over, her horse snorting. Call to vote for dusk, dig for truth, Parker. John gathering the Ridge Riders, exposing Eli's raid. They'll burn us all, co-ops our shield. Roy swaying, limping forward. I checked. Lila met Quantum's man yesterday. I'm in. Hank nodding. Me too, kids be damned. Dusk falling, Quantum's excavator stalled at the outcrop, John's jammers humming. Shipments rolling out under a tense sky. Steve and the Enclave guarding the trails, axes and rifles gleaming. We're in. Parker, ain't losing this. Old man Carter grumbling. Tech vultures. Let's get him. The South Fields node pulsing stronger. Chin rigging defenses. It's a power hub. Quantum's blind. The wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The vote convened at Clara May's, lanterns swaying, the air thick with sweat and doubt. Lila pacing. Quantum's $50,000. Safety. John countering. They'll own you. Strip your land. Sarah showing drone wreckage. This is their safety. Clara May's gavel cracking. Hank's right. Lila's outvoted. Lila's storming off. You'll regret this. Roy clapping John's shoulder. We're solid. The wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John sat by the redstone oak that night, bourbon warming his hand, the railway humming with a late run. Sarah beside him. Eli's breaking, Drake's pushing too hard. Lena adding, South node's next. Ledger's got more secrets. Frank joining, rebuilt Clara's silo. Quantum's next hits ours. Michelle with Tessa and Ethan. They signaled perfect, the stars bright. The plains whispering defiance, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil.